They crossed the line, and she got even. It all started with a whisper, a venomous little secret that slithered through the halls of her own home. Amelia had built her world on a foundation of trust, a carefully constructed life with her husband, David, a world she believed was unshakable. But a single misplaced text message, a name she didn't recognize followed by a heart emoji, was the first tremor that would bring it all crashing down. She initially dismissed it, a pang of jealousy she told herself was unfounded. David was her rock, her partner of 15 years, the father of their two beautiful children. He wouldn't do that. He couldn't. The betrayal was not a single, clean break, but a slow, agonizing tear. It was in the late-night work emergencies, the sudden password on his phone, and the cold, dismissive way he looked at her when she dared to ask questions. The final, brutal confirmation came not from him, but from her best friend, Chloe, during a tearful, wine-fueled confession. Chloe admitted she had been the one receiving those late-night texts. She had been the one sharing stolen moments with David for over a year. The two people Amelia trusted most in the world had been laughing at her behind her back, turning her life into a charade. The ground didn't just crack beneath her, it swallowed her whole. A wave of icy despair washed over Amelia, so profound it left her breathless. The home they had built together suddenly felt alien, its walls echoing with laughter that now sounded like mockery. Every photograph on the mantel was a monument to a lie. She looked at her reflection and saw a fool, a woman who had poured her heart and soul into a marriage that was nothing more than a convenient front. The hurt was a physical ache in her chest, sharp and relentless. But beneath the suffocating sadness, a new feeling began to smolder. It started as a tiny spark of indignation, fanned by the sheer arrogance of their deception. The tears began to dry, replaced by a cold, hard clarity. The grief was still there, but now it had a companion, a quiet, simmering rage. It was in the dead of night, staring at the ceiling of the life they had built on lies, that Amelia made her decision. She would not be the weeping, broken wife they expected her to be. She would not collapse. They had mistaken her kindness for weakness, her trust for naivete. That was their first mistake. Her second was underestimating her intelligence. David was on the verge of launching a massive new tech company, a venture he had poured their joint life savings into. He often bragged that Chloe's marketing genius was the secret ingredient. Amelia, whom he had always patronized as just a mom, had quietly managed their finances for years. She knew every investment, every account, every password. The decision crystallized in her mind, sharp and perfect. They wanted a new life together. She would give them one, just not the one they had planned. The revenge was not a fiery explosion, but a meticulous and silent demolition. Amelia spent the next 2 weeks playing the part of the oblivious, slightly withdrawn wife. While David and Chloe were busy celebrating their future, Amelia was systematically rerouting funds. She contacted the primary investors in David's new company, providing them with irrefutable proof that he had used joint marital assets without her consent as seed money, a clear breach of their initial agreements. She used her intricate knowledge of their finances to legally freeze key accounts just days before the company's public launch. Then came the masterstroke. David had planned a lavish launch party, a spectacle designed to impress the industry. Amelia, using Chloe's own login details, which she had carelessly shared months ago, sent out a company-wide email just 1 hour before the event. The email, titled "A Few Truths Before We Celebrate," contained a detailed timeline of the affair, complete with screenshots of the very text that had started it all. The fallout was catastrophic. The investors pulled out, citing fraud and instability. David's reputation was left in smoldering ruins, and Chloe was fired for professional misconduct and misusing company resources. Amelia filed for divorce the next day, her petition citing adultery with clear, undeniable proof. She secured the house, the majority of their remaining assets, and full custody of the children. As she watched from her lawyer's office window as a frantic David tried to salvage his imploding life, she didn't feel triumph, just a quiet, profound sense of justice. She had not destroyed their lives, she had simply exposed the truth they had worked so hard to conceal. But as she signed the final divorce papers, her phone buzzed with a text from an unknown number. It read, "You think you won. You have no idea what he's really been hiding."